The moment you feel stung by an insult, you have willingly chosen to become the slave of a fool. You are hand-delivering the keys of your mental sanctuary to someone whose character you would never dream of emulating. Why do we let the judgments of people we do not even respect dictate how we feel about ourselves? It is the ultimate form of self-betrayal, and it stops today. You are about to master the Stoic shield, a psychological armor forged in the fires of ancient Rome, specifically designed to neutralize every verbal dart, every passive-aggressive comment, and every malicious rumor aimed at your soul. By understanding the dichotomy of control at its deepest level, you will learn to look at criticism not as a threat to your character, but as a completely neutral external event that has absolutely no power to harm you unless you give it your permission. You will discover how to dismantle the illusion that other people's opinions can define your worth, transforming your mind into an impenetrable fortress that remains completely undisturbed by the chaos of the outside world. Imagine a scene of absolute isolation, deep in the cold, dense forests of northern Pannonia, near the frozen banks of the Danube River. A heavy leather imperial tent stands against the howling winter winds. Inside, the only light comes from a single flickering wax candle, casting long, dancing shadows across wooden chests, iron armor resting on a stand, and maps of a restless empire. There is no warmth here, only the relentless damp cold of a military campaign. In this quiet, desolate place sits Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of the known world. He is exhausted, surrounded by political betrayals, plague, and constant warfare, yet he does not write commands of execution or decrees of vengeance. Instead, he reaches for his personal journal and writes to himself, not for publication, but to survive the daily onslaught of human malice. In Book 9, Section 18 of his private writings, he records a truth that served as his ultimate defense. Penetrate into their directing minds, and you will see what judges you fear, and what kind of judges they are of themselves. Think about the sheer depth of that realization. The Emperor of Rome, with the power to crush any critic with a single word, chose instead to look beneath the surface of the criticism. He realized that the person attacking him was fundamentally broken inside, trapped in a prison of their own ego, anxiety, and ignorance. How can we fear the judgment of someone who does not even know how to govern their own mind? When you look at your modern life, you face the exact same battle, though the battleground has changed from the muddy borders of the Roman Empire to the polished desks of your workplace, the silent battlegrounds of your family dinners, and the endless digital noise of your phone. You are constantly bombarded by the opinions of people who are themselves deeply unhappy, yet you treat their criticism as if it were sacred scripture. Why do you let them live in your head rent-free? Every single day, we engage in a bizarre form of emotional masochism. We check our notifications with a racing heart. We replay a passing comment from a coworker 50 times in our heads while trying to sleep. And we allow the casual malice of a stranger online to ruin an otherwise beautiful afternoon. It is a state of constant, fragile reactivity. You are living like a puppet, and every person who criticizes you holds a string. If they smile, you feel happy. If they scowl, you feel worthless. This is not living. This is a slow, agonizing surrender of your sovereignty. But it does not have to be this way. Imagine the alternative. Imagine walking into a room where people are whispering about you, and feeling absolutely nothing but a calm, detached curiosity. Imagine receiving a biting, unfair review of your work and simply analyzing it for objective truth, completely free from the burning sensation of anger or shame. This is the transformation from emotional fragility to absolute, unshakable sovereignty. When you adopt the Stoic mindset, you stop viewing criticism as a reflection of your reality, and you begin to see it for what it truly is, a confession. When someone lashes out at you with malice, they are not describing your flaws, they are revealing their own internal chaos. They are not attacking you, they are screaming at their own reflection. Once you realize this, the anger vanishes. You cannot be angry at a blind person for bumping into you in the street. So why should you be angry at a spiritually blind person for failing to see your true value? This realization changes everything. It turns your defense mechanism from an active struggle into a passive, effortless filter. The words of your critics cease to be heavy stones that crush you. They become mere autumn leaves falling harmlessly against the stone walls of your mind. To build this level of resilience, you must practice specific daily exercises that train your brain to react differently to external stimulus. These are not abstract theories, they are psychological drills that you can begin practicing today. The first exercise is the morning audit of the unpleasant. Before you touch your phone, before you look at a single email, and before you step outside your front door, sit in silence for 3 minutes. Rehearse the day ahead. Tell yourself, just as Marcus Aurelius did at the start of every morning, "Today, I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and unsocial." Understand that these qualities exist in the world, and it is as natural for foolish people to act foolishly as it is for a fig tree to produce figs. When you mentally prepare for the poison, you cannot be surprised when someone tries to feed it to you. You do not get angry at the rain for being wet. Do not get angry at the toxic person for being toxic. The second exercise is the filter of the uncontrolled. The moment a critical comment lands, you must instantly run it through the dichotomy of control. Ask yourself, is this person's opinion within my direct control? The answer is always a definitive, absolute no. You can influence their perception, yes, but their final judgment belongs entirely to them. Since it is outside of your control, the Stoic response is simple: it is nothing to me. If there is a kernel of objective truth in their criticism, take it, use it to improve your character, and discard the emotional packaging. If there is no truth in it, leave it with them. It is their property, not yours. Why would you carry someone else's trash into your own home? The third exercise is the cosmic perspective, often called the view from above. When a criticism feels overwhelming, close your eyes and mentally zoom out. Rise above your room, above your city, above your country, until you see the entire blue planet spinning in the silent, infinite void of space. Look at how small your city is. Look at how insignificant your workplace is. Now, find that one person who made that passing, hurtful comment. They are a microscopic speck on a microscopic rock, shouting into a brief pocket of time that will be entirely forgotten in 100 years. Why would you allow the temporary noise of an insignificant speck to disrupt the harmony of your vast, beautiful mind? By practicing these exercises, your entire relationship with yourself will undergo a profound shift. You will stop looking at yourself through the distorted lens of other people's insecurities. You are no longer a fragile glass vase that shatters at the slightest impact. You are the deep, vast ocean. A stone thrown into the ocean might cause a tiny ripple on the surface, but deep down, in the dark, quiet depths, the ocean remains completely undisturbed, cold, and silent. Let them throw their stones. Let them shout. The mountain does not bend to the wind, and the ocean does not dry up because of a passing storm. You will begin to see your critics not as enemies to be defeated, but as involuntary teachers of your virtue. Without their insults, how could you practice patience? Without their betrayal, how could you practice forgiveness? Without their cold indifference, how could you practice self-reliance? Every single person who tries to tear you down is, in reality, providing you with the raw material needed to forge your character into something legendary. Do not hide from the world. Do not seek a life free of criticism, because a life free of criticism is a life where you have done nothing, said nothing, and stood for nothing. Instead, welcome the storm, knowing that your shield is unbreakable. Walk out into the world today with your head held high, not because you are superior to those around you, but because you have realized that their opinions can never touch the sacred ground of your soul. Go forth with this absolute certainty. You have heard the ancient truth, you have seen the shield, and you know the exercises. The choice is now yours. Will you remain a slave to every passing comment, or will you step into the invincible peace of your own mind? The next step in your training is far more demanding, touching upon a dark truth about human nature that most people spend their entire lives running from, something that will completely change how you view your own mortality and purpose.